through storytelling and performance art. I was a theater kid, and the desire to somehow find a way to combat the societal response to individuals with mental illness.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omaomi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing rage bait videos. We are discussing whether it is okay for people to come online and talk about situations or act situations that did not really occur today, just to get people to engage with their content or to get people emotions riled up, and also to get views and money. Now this video is inspired by a particular situation that was created by a content creator. Now the content creator's name is Flightless Bird. At least the name of her page is Flightless Bird. Now this content creator, this person came online to talk about her husband's mental health issues and situation that is occurring with her husband, her and her kids and everything. So she came online. In some of her videos she's like crying, her face is red, everything, and she was talking about how the impact of her husband's mental health situation has been on her family, how she's feeling unsafe, how the husband is doing this and the rest and the rest. She was really dramatic in her videos. The videos were like 9 parts, so it was a multi-part video, multi-part series. Anyway, after a while, when people were like invested in the whole situation and people were like giving opinions and suggestions and everything, it was discovered that the situation was not what she was portraying. Now, like I said, she had like 9 parts videos, so she had 9 videos on this series. But after it was discovered that she was faking it, she eventually deleted the page, deleted the video, but some people still have the videos. So I'm going to feature only some videos. I'm not featuring all the 9 videos on my channel. But if you want to watch the whole 9 videos to see her theatrics, I will leave a link to the page that now has the videos, because the person, I think, downloaded it and re-uploaded it after she had deactivated her account. So I will leave the link in the comment section so that if you want to watch the whole 9 parts video, the whole 9 videos, you can watch it there. But let's check out what she was saying.
I have an update to share, and it's gonna be a little messy and it's gonna be really vulnerable, but because of how quick the response was, with so many people recognizing what was going on, and how quickly I was able to recognize it because of that outreach, it changed the trajectory of things. 2 days ago I shared that my husband of 10 years was acting really off and saying some things that at the time I was still taking pretty lighthearted because I didn't understand. It was still hard to believe, even when everyone was saying that it ticked all of the boxes for a manic episode. But things turned so fast. Once I confronted him, the night that I posted the first video, we had a talk about how his symptoms were really matching a manic episode, and that I was very concerned that it was because he was on a new medication that he'd never been on before, which was an SSRI for depression. It would come and go, and we didn't think much of it. We didn't know. He never came to bed that night. And when I very gently and calmly told him that I felt like we needed to at least let me catch up. Like, wait, just slow down, let me catch up before we make any decisions. He immediately turned into somebody that I don't recognize. He looked at me with eyes that were suddenly full of hate and said, "I can't believe you would hurt me like this," and walked out. He never came to bed that night. And when I woke up in the morning yesterday, I was about to get up and go make the children breakfast, but instead he came in holding our baby, and his eyes were huge, And he said, "You have 10 minutes to decide whether or not you want to come calmly, or I'm going to have to force you to be committed to a mental institution. Because if you think that there's something wrong with me, you must be having a psychological breakdown, and I am awakened. And if you don't believe that, and you can't see that, then there's something wrong with you, and you can't be trusted." I was, of course, stunned. And when I reached out to my family, my mom and my sister, and said, "I need help and support, something's really wrong with him, and I'm really scared," both of them messaged me back saying that he'd already been in touch with them and that they supported him having me committed. I then began reaching out to other support systems within our close circle, and quickly found that he had been up all night working to get all of them on the same page that there was something wrong with me, and now none of them believe me that there's something going on with him. With our baby in his arms and our toddler hanging by his side, he told me that I was dead to him. He told me to shut up multiple times. His parents laughed in my face because he called them to come to our house. The moment anybody else enters the picture, he switches into a different human and becomes extremely charming. His mother told me that she feels like he's having an awakening. They also do not believe in Western medicine and never brought my husband to a doctor, even though, looking back, he's probably been experiencing these things for far longer than any of us realized or knew. So yesterday, I was stuck in a situation where I was the only one that knew the gravity of what was happening and took it seriously. He had already been working all night while I slept to alienate me from my entire family, and they all believe him because he is so charming when he's talking to anybody but me. Knowing how serious the situation was, I called the cops yesterday. So our sheriff and 2 deputies showed up to our doorstep, and they pulled me outside to talk to me. But they told me that if he was not threatening to harm himself or others, that there was nothing they could do. There was nothing they could do unless he surrendered willingly. In the end, all they could do was tell him to slow down, question him a bit, but he sweet-talked every single one of them, and they had to leave because there was nothing they could do. He continued to tell me after they left, whenever we were alone, that I was dead to him, and he told me multiple times in front of our children to shut up and to leave him alone because I was standing in the way of the greatest awakening that anyone has ever had, and that I was going to be the one standing in the way of him saving the world. Where there is no break in his talking, it is faster and more grandiose by the hour, and he has his parents wrapped around his little finger with it. Thankfully, they are staying with us for a few days to monitor the situation, because they don't really know what to believe at this point, but they definitely agree somewhat that he is different, and they want to stick around to see what continues to happen.
Get ready with me while I tell you the updated story of what is going on with my husband, who is having his first ever apparent manic episode, in which I am using TikTok to document it because he has alienated me from our entire support group. Yesterday, I snuck out of the house for a few minutes to have a cry because I've been having to be very careful about how emotional I get in front of anybody else. I let you guys know that I had already called the cops and that was fruitless, and that his parents had agreed to stay with us until they had decided what they thought was going on. They were wanting to see what I was seeing whenever he and I were alone, because whenever they were present and I was staying real quiet, they were getting a very, very charming side of him. All of my family is from out of state for the most part, except for a sister that lives close to me, and she has asked to be left out of the situation because apparently this has been going on for longer than I was aware, and he had already gotten to her long before I reached out for help and support, and she was already so overwhelmed and confused by the situation that she has asked for her mental health to be prioritized by me not reaching out. So my only options here at the moment are to let his parents see what was going on and see if they would come around and start to see what I was seeing and realize how off that he was, because my family is no longer an option. They just wanted to be there to witness us having a conversation, because they hadn't been able to do that since they arrived at our house. So we sit down, and he says to them right off the bat, "You're going to see within a few seconds what I'm talking about when I say that she's lost her mind. It's going to be very obvious to you." So they both say, "Okay, all right, y'all just have a conversation, pretend we're not here, if it helps it be more authentic, and we're going to sit back and we're going to listen and we're going to watch and see what we think about the situation." So within a few minutes of me beginning to speak directly to my husband about my concerns, his eyes get bigger and bigger, and he immediately snaps into this personality that I've been dealing with for the past almost week. Every time I'm opening my mouth, sometimes not even getting a full word out, he's going, "Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? She is crazy. She's lost her mind. She's the one that needs help." After a few minutes of this, he begins with the narrative again that I am dead to him, this marriage is over, he can't believe that I've betrayed him, he can't believe that I'm the one person that is standing in the way of his healing and awakening, and that he could not believe that I would do this to him. At this point, his dad stands up and goes, "Whoa, whoa, slow down. She's not saying anything that should be making you have this reaction to her. I've never heard you speak this way to her, and there's no reason whatsoever to be hostile. We're sitting here having a conversation, and what I'm seeing right now is concerning me." His mom is sitting back watching the whole thing, and she goes, "I think we need to listen to him. I think there's truth in what's going on with him. I think that he's processing a lot of hurt and pain and trauma from the past couple of years of having such a high demand life and being the sole provider for their family, and I think that he needs to be heard out." So my husband starts speaking directly to me again, and every time I open my mouth, at this point, he's not letting me get more than 2 words in before he is almost jumping to his feet, telling his parents, "Can't you see it? Can't you see it? She's lost her mind." At this point, I have tears coming out of my eyes involuntarily because of how shocking and abrasive this is, and partly because I am relieved that somebody else is seeing this and hoping to goodness that they catch on to how serious this is. As soon as they begin seeing this behavior from him and telling him to calm down and that they are starting to get concerned and that they are seeing what I'm seeing, and keep in mind that none of us are well versed in handling a person that is going through possible psychosis or mania. So he jumps to his feet and starts telling them that he can't believe they are on my side and that they have fallen under my spell. I don't really know what he's referring to there, but he seems to think that anybody with a brain, these are his words, can see and understand that he's having an intense spiritual awakening and that this is the most important thing that has ever happened to him. And that anybody that is not in support of that is automatically a red flag in his mind. After a few minutes of going back and forth, asking them how in the world they can not see that I'm crazy, and I'm literally just sitting there sobbing at this point because somebody else was seeing it, and his dad was really starting to click, like you could see the dots connecting in his eyes. My husband jumps up and says, "I can't believe this. I'm done with you. I'm going to expose you to everybody. We are going to get you the help you need. I don't think this is your fault. I think you're having some kind of mental episode, and this marriage is over." And he stomps upstairs and says, "I'm not sleeping with you ever again."
Now, in her videos, she was going off and doing, "Oh, my husband is this, my husband did that." In fact, it was just annoying. Now, when people found out that it was not necessarily the truth that she was saying in those videos, people had things to say.
We never expected this to go viral in the way that it did. And did not know how many people that this would resonate with or reach. Nor were we able to predict how deeply the emotions would run with each person who witnessed our story unfolding with the way that we chose to share it. First, I want to clear the air and step into transparency about why I chose to do it this way. As many of you have speculated over the past week, our story is a retelling. When it happened, I kept a detailed account of all of it, writing it out in a way that was therapeutic to me, who is a writer and a storyteller by nature and in my heart. The beautiful, peaceful life that we had spent 10 years cultivating and loving and growing in crumbled at our feet in the blink of an eye, and it left us reeling for many months, following not 1, but 2 episodes. I lost my family due to this situation. We lost friends. We lost sight of who we were and had no idea if we would ever find our way back to a life that was recognizable or fulfilling or safe. I wanted to retell our story from the point of view that it was happening in current time, up to the point where he was admitted when the dust settled after he came back from inpatient care in February. And we were trying to figure out what our new normal looked like. I knew I wanted to be able to share our story one day. Through storytelling and performance art, I was a theater kid. And the desire to somehow find a way to combat the societal response to individuals with mental illness has been growing inside of me since it began to happen to us. Until last week, I had an idea. What if I could use the detailed documentation of our experience, combined with my love of connecting to people, to share our story in a way that would springboard us into being able to reach as many people as possible and spread awareness and education for what happens to your life when a mental crisis strikes. That's where the idea for this page began. I wanted to use my passion for this to create an immersive experience, one that would put you, the audience, into the shoes of somebody reacting to and deciding how you would respond to this situation if it was happening to you. I wanted to take you on a journey from initially responding to the first red flags and not knowing what to do when it escalates into a full-blown emergency.
First, Justin Timberlake gave us, "This is going to ruin the tour," whenever we have to face the consequences of our own actions. And now, thanks to Flightless Bird, whenever we're caught in a lie, that was performance art. You misunderstood.
So that Flightless Bird lady was lying to us this entire time. If you clocked that something was off about Flightless Bird stories, your intuition is better than mine, okay? And I commend you, because I saw people getting ripped apart in her comments for saying that something felt off or this didn't feel real, and they were correct the whole time, okay? And that makes me really angry for those people, because they were correct that something was off. It makes me also very upset because I have been through situations exactly like what she was describing with my ex-husband, who struggled years and years through heavy trauma to get answers, to figure out what was going on. That affected our entire family, my children and everything, okay? So to see someone get on here and tell a story that it elicits such a response from people, that everyone was trying to be there for her, everyone was offering advice, everyone was telling her suggestions of what she could do. And meanwhile, the entire time, she already knew what happened. She already knew what the diagnosis was, because it happened 8 months ago. And listen, you can be a great storyteller. There are some fantastic storytellers on this app. However, if you're such a good storyteller, you can also work into the story that this is a dramatic retelling, or that this happened months ago, but this is what you experienced. People get on this app every day and recount horrific things that happened to them in their childhoods, years ago, through past relationships, everything. You could have done the same. You didn't have to lie. As if the white woman tears were not bad enough. At this point, it's also the fact that now people who get on this app and are genuinely looking for advice, looking for help, looking for suggestions from people who have been through similar circumstances are going to be less likely to be believed now. And that is really unfortunate and really sad, because you implored people to give you advice on something that you already had the answers to.
In regards to Flightless Bird claiming that she made these videos to help people, like as a form of advocacy, Selena says, you don't create awareness for something with asking for advice on it and it not being real. The people with the advice already are aware, right? So who is this really for? And I understand what you're saying, and I agree to an extent. I think that I've made videos asking for advice on circumstances, and I've gotten DMs after, or comments after, that said that this was really helpful, especially for people who maybe are going through something similar, but don't feel comfortable coming on the internet and asking for help, but like run into this video, and then they can get advice for their similar circumstances in the comments. However, I agree with you, like you said, once it's not real, it's not helpful, because then it's exploitation of people who have gone through this, and it's using like a traumatic experience as like a plot progression or for a grift. And I still think that she could have gone about this in a very different way, and it's still been just as helpful to that population of people that she was aiming to help. For example, like, I could see her trying to claim that she made that first video where she acted like she had no idea what was going on, but she was just describing her husband's, like, changes in behaviors, and that's when people started saying, like, this sounds like it could be psychosis or it could be a manic episode. Like, that was trying to be helpful for people who might be seeing a similar change in their spouse and not knowing what it is or having, like, any understanding of bipolar and, like, what mania looks like. However, she could have done the same thing by making a video with, like, a title saying, like, things that I didn't know were signs that my husband was going through a manic episode until now. Or, like, what the first signs were that my husband went through a manic episode. And she could talk about it, or she could, you know, just, like, list them for people. There are so many other ways that she could have gone about this that didn't include attacking everyone's nervous system and re-traumatizing people by making them think that she is in an active emergent situation and unsafe, where people who are actually currently in unsafe experiences or circumstances could have learned from it and or gotten advice and help from it.
In January of this year.
Okay, no, this was actually insane. Like, and I can't believe I literally just seen the first video of this tonight. And I was like almost gonna shed a tear because I was like, oh, this is actually crazy. Like, you ask TikTok, everyone's like, no, this is a sign of like manic. And then everyone's like checking. Then I see the next video on my For You page. I'm really into it, just listening. And then the third one was like, get ready with me as my in-laws come over. And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. Like, you're doing a get ready with me. And then like the next one is like trigger warning, pew pew, and all this kind of stuff. And then like literally all in the same night, I get the full story that you lied. This is insane. Like, this is insane. This is like Black Mirror shit. I'm sorry, but like, girl, I'm such a big advocate for mental health. Had you would have came on here and said in January, my husband went through his first manic episode, we would have still listened. All of that information you could have told us in past tense as it happened in the past, but you made all of us believe that you were currently going in it, that your children were in trouble, that you were not safe. That is insane. You need to delete your whole account. Like, please delete it, because that is insane.
Just saw that Flightless Bird posted an update, and I'd like to say I'm shocked, but like my spidey senses definitely went off. It was the second update video. I took a screenshot. It was 6:35 a.m. I just looked before I made this video. I was like, I'm taking a screenshot of this because I want to keep up with this. And like, something just told me there was something off. Come to find out, it happened in January. This whole time her and her children were safe, and it was all like an act, really, is what she said. It has to be, because it didn't happen now. Crazy.
Okay, it's important to note that I'm not making a crying TikTok video right now. I just was crying before, and now I'm making a TikTok video. Those are two different things. The Flightless Bird lady, how did she think that was gonna go? I would love for her to explain more about her thought process here. Did she think that she was going to pull that stunt and that everybody was going to like thank her for exposing us, for making us think about bipolar disorder, about manic behavior, about relationships, about psychosis, and we were going to have like a mature discourse on this app because of that stunt? All she has done is pissed off and triggered thousands of people who are now going to be less likely to feel and show compassion for strangers on the internet, because once again, they've been duped by a scammer. So you've actually just made the internet, and thus the world in general, a worse place to be, Flightless Bird. You're gonna walk around with that for the rest of your life, knowing that you did that. What was the plan?
But you have just done so much damage to people going through mental health crisis and also those going through. You taking everyone for a ride like that, to retell something that is in the past, is only going to make people not believe people. I'm not gonna lie. I saw red flags. I saw red flags about it. But I chose to ignore those red flags because what if I'm wrong? What if something happens to this girl? And what if I'm wrong? As someone who spent many years working in the ER, I was even commenting, telling you how to make sure that he gets the help that he needs. You could have easily gotten the attention, the love, the support, the compassion from people just saying, this is something that I went through and I want to tell you about it. Feigning danger in a potential domestic situation or mental health crisis should never be performance art. I just feel so deeply for all of the people that you unintentionally have now made into situations where people might think, what if they're not telling the truth? And honestly, that's going to be people's first reaction now. Is remember whenever I felt such emotional distress from feeling that someone was in danger and I was wrong? It's only natural to protect our own emotional state. So instead of believing people first, this is what they're going to think first.
Now, people were rightfully angry that she kind of made up the things, but when she got called out, she actually made another video where she talked about the fact that she's sorry that she did not say that what she was saying in those videos are not like what's happening right now, that it's like a reenactment of what used to occur, and something about her being a theater kid and thinking that she can use the kind of videos that she uploaded to create awareness about just having a partner that has mental health issues and coping with it.
That I believe and will stand behind is that people get what they deserve, which is exactly what's happening to me right now. I'm not going to delete this account just yet because I think that I 100% deserve to have to sit with and hear every single person that feels wronged, betrayed, exploited, manipulated, and all of the very hurt, very valid comments that I'm getting. And I think it would be letting myself off too easy, even though this was completely my oversight and it was 100% my responsibility to be able to put myself in a position where I could see exactly what you guys are talking about and do it differently. I am so deeply and sincerely and genuinely sorry for the hurt that I caused by telling my story the way that I did. I am so incredibly disappointed in myself, y'all. I never ever set out with an intention to exploit or manipulate or hurt anyone. But that meant that I completely skipped over the fact that the way that I told this story could be really hurtful and triggering for so many of you who maybe would not have chose to engage with my content or story if there had been a disclaimer saying that this was a retelling and not happening in current time. My reasons for sharing it the way that I did felt so valid while I was doing it that way because I knew the direction that I was headed ultimately. But that meant that I was not able to see the harm that it could cause. And what I'm going to do today and for as long as I need to and feel like it's helpful and not harmful, I'm going to leave my account up and I want to do whatever I can to fix the issue immediately.
Now, honestly, I don't know if I believe that the things that she said in the other videos were actually something that happened to her. She was talking about the fact that it happened before, but she was sorry for not making people aware that what she's doing now is a reenactment. So she's like just retelling the story and retelling it so convincingly like it's happening at that moment. I feel like she's thinking that if she had just come to say this is what happened to me, this and that, people might not have really got flipped out. That is because they felt like it was happening to her in real time. That's why people were flipping out and calling her out in different kind of ways and with different kind of words. Now, personally, like I said, I don't know if I believe her. I don't know if it actually happened or not. But this whole thing just made me just want to talk about the videos that people are doing now to get views, the rage bait videos and the multi-part series videos that people seem to be doing. And I feel like ever since Risa Tisa came out to a multi-part series for that Who the F Did I Marry, people have started doing a lot of multi-part videos on TikTok because people saw the success that she achieved. Like Risa Tisa has over 3.5 million followers on TikTok. She's verified. Her videos are doing well. She is going on different trips. She's doing different photo shoots. She's doing different brand deals. She's signing different contracts. She's doing well. So she's earning money from different sources now, and she's doing really well. So people saw the whole multi-part series, got people on the chokehold and never watched the whole thing, because how am I supposed to watch multi-parts? Like, each video was more than 5 minutes. I would watch the two, wasn't it almost 40 or 30 something? I did not watch it, but our videos did well across a lot of platforms. It got a lot of brand deals, it got things, the dreams and goals that she had. She is practically living in them. She's achieving her goals. The places that she wanted to go, she's going to those places, and she is making the bag. She is getting her bag. So people saw that, and now they have started doing multi-part series and are making videos that are dramatic, even if they are lie. People are doing rage bait videos, they are doing skits, they are being dramatic with a lot of things. They are just going off, in my own opinion, just to see if they can have some of the success that Risa Tisa had. So I'm not kind of surprised that things are happening, that people are being dramatic and you find out it's a lie. They'll call it all kinds of names. Some will say it's satire, some will say it's retelling of the story or something like that. I just feel like because a lot of people are making money from content creation, because a lot of people are having their lives changed because of maybe one video, because they are going viral. Now we have the whole situation with very demure, very mindful, very cutesy. The person has made quite a lot of money, and the person is now able to achieve a lot of things that the person has been dreaming about. People are trademarking the name so that the person can use to sell merch and the rest and get more money. So, and for that person, it just took one video. For Risa Tisa, it took her videos doing well, doing millions of views, for her to just get to a lifestyle that she had probably been dreaming about, and now she is living a dream. So people are doing a lot now just to get that viral video, just to get their content out there, even though the situation that they are portraying is not what is actually happening. Now, yes, I agree that some of these rage bait videos might actually highlight some situation that some people are actually living, and it might get the conversation going, it might get discussion going, it might actually maybe change things. But I feel like if you're going to do rage bait video that is going to trigger people's emotion, that is going to annoy people, if you're going to do a skit, or if you're going to call it satire, at least there should be like something that will be like a disclaimer that was saying, oh, this is a reenactment, or this is satire, or this is storytelling. Sometimes it's until you look at the bio of the person that you now say, oh, satire, oh, retelling, or something. There's been someone that I featured on my channel. She was talking about something, and when I was watching it, I now knew that, okay, I think this is a skit, I think it's a lie, it's not actually occurring to this person. But if you had checked that page, you would not have seen that is a skit or anything. I think later on, when people started calling her out on it, she started writing in her caption that this is a retelling of a story and everything. I just feel like if people are going to make their content about rage bait or about satire or whatever they call it now, they should leave like a warning, either maybe in the caption or in the comment section, so that people will know, oh, this is not a real situation. This is just trying to highlight a situation that might have occurred to someone. It's not something that is happening to me. Because I don't get it. I don't get it, and I get it. I get it that people that are making content are making quite a lot of money, and there are so many content creators nowadays. So people are doing anything that will push their video up, and the algorithm will share it and they will go viral, and maybe their lives will change because people are really making money. I actually saw a video of someone saying that she opened social media pages, I think TikTok, Instagram or something, for her pet, and in 1 year, the pet videos and the pet pages have made her $220,000 in 1 year. That's what happened. I think it was last year, 2023, that she said he made her $220,000. So I don't even know how much she has made this year. But if just putting videos of your pet can earn you up to $220,000 in a year, people are going to do the most just to get some of that money, because $220,000 in a year is a lot of money. So I can see why people are doing some of these rage bait videos, but oh no, it's getting quite a lot. Now you watch a video, you have to first start digging deep and checking things to make sure that it's not a lie. You try to scrutinize everything that you see, that is this person lying, is this person saying the truth, before you can even leave a comment, before you get your emotion worked up. So I don't know. I see why they are doing it, but I don't understand it. I feel like, I don't know. I can't say that they should try and do other content because it might not work for them, and this is working for them and it's giving them money. I get the fact that they want to earn money from content creation. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about this whole situation. Do you think that rage bait videos are not that big of a deal? Like this lady, do you think that what she did was not too dramatic, and people calling her out to the extent that she had to delete her page, she had to delete the videos, because she was saying she was not going to delete the videos, she was not going to delete the page. But I think people started calling her out and saying, oh, she's trying to get monetized, they make money off it. So I think maybe that just made her to just delete the videos and delete her page. I don't know what you guys think about this whole situation. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think rage bait videos are okay? Do you think this woman's video was not that big of a deal, that people should not have called her out or attacked her to the extent that she had to delete our page? I would love to hear your own thoughts, so please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.